Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Holiness.
Here, according Indian time, and also I usually, 3:30 or get up. Then about 5:30, my breakfast. You, not yet. So you, I think everyone, perhaps I think a bit hungry. So I would like to express special greetings when your stomach still empty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Your Holiness. We are very hungry.
Your Holiness, did you have a good birthday?
Kasa. Yes.
Happy belated birthday.
I feel each day, birthday,
Yeah.
morning,
Indeed.
you see, fresh sun coming. So each day is actually a new day, so birthday.
Indeed.
The important is your own mental attitude. You see, mental attitude, if you keep peaceful mind, then every morning, something like birthday morning.
Indeed.
Yes.
Tasha Delek. Good morning,
Delek.
Your Holiness. Tasha Delek. Good morning, Your Holiness. My name is Kumangandra Hennadi, and I'm the founding director of Center for the Advanced Learning of Mindfulness in the UK. And together with our co-organizer, Shine Wellbeing, today we have organized a very special event for you, Your Holiness.
Indian origin.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Right.
Yes. Your Holiness, this is your very first dialogue that you will be conducting with a Western police force. In this early hour in the morning in the UK, we have nearly 1,000 London Metropolitan Police officers, staff, and special guests to hear your advice on developing compassion in uncertain times. On behalf of all of us present here today, first of all, I'd like to wish you a very happy 85th birthday, Your Holiness. We are truly grateful from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do. Now to moderate this event, I would like to welcome Police Constable Bryn Diol, the founder of Shine Wellbeing. Thank you, Your Holiness.
Thank you.
Your Holiness, thank you so much for being with us here today. Happy birthday, and may I say you look youthful as ever. Welcome to everybody tuned in today. A few housekeeping rules before we begin. Please kindly keep yourself on mute, and for those that will be talking, I will cue you in. I am honored to introduce Detective Chief Superintendent Simon Rose to open this event. Over the last year, he has been a champion for Shine within the Met and has been a tremendous support in helping us put this event together. Please welcome Simon Rose.
Thank you.
Your Holiness, I am very sorry that at the last minute the Commissioner cannot be with us this morning. This is due to an operational matter. The Commissioner really wanted to personally thank you for your time today and also wish you a happy 85th birthday. It is now, though, my privilege to say happy birthday instead. I and all of the almost 1,000 officers and staff listening this morning are truly grateful for the generosity of your time. I know you have only ever spoken to one police service before. We know we are very lucky. That is why almost 1,000 off-duty officers and staff are with us at 5:30 in the morning, London time. We are here to listen to you and learn about developing compassion in uncertain times. One of the reasons we are also here is because of Shine. Shine are a small team of volunteers within the Metropolitan Police Service. They have been offering mental health well-being support for over 2 years to their colleagues. The Shine volunteers are passionate about making a difference to their colleagues' lives, about enhancing mental resilience and helping their colleagues achieve inner peace. But Shine could not have done this without Dr. Kamanga and the Centre of Advanced Learning and Mindfulness, CALM. I know Dr. Kamanga has worked with your team on many occasions before, but without her help, we would not be here today. We are enormously grateful to her too. I know you know that we are policing in very, very challenging times. The importance of developing a peaceful mind and mental well-being is now more important than it ever was. So, Your Holiness, we are honored to have you, a spiritual leader, a world leader, a Nobel laureate here today to talk to us. If time permits, we also have 10 officers and staff who would like to ask a question afterwards.
Yes.
But first, can I please invite Your Holiness to share with us your thoughts on developing compassion in uncertain times?
Thank you. Indeed, I feel very happy and great honor to speak some English people. We Tibet and British, we have very, very close link. So when I visit England, you see many people, you see they introduced to me, they once posted in Lhasa. So, and then I think 1914, 인심음유한테, right?
1904.
Oh, no, 1904. The 1904, the British, whether they call army or soldier, came to Lhasa. Very peaceful. Then I think the name of the head, young husband. You see, he very, very peaceful. If may I say so, unlike Chinese soldier, the British, the army, most of them Indian, they stationed in North Potala. It's very peaceful. Then they, at that time, Dalai Lama fled to Mongolia, through Mongolia to China. The acting sort of Dalai Lama. Oh, you see, he gave the young husband one Buddha statue. That Buddha statue, when I visit London, you see, he kept, his family kept that Buddha statue. And then he very much impressed Tibetan sort of spiritual atmosphere. So he start small organization about religious, spiritual organization. I have been there. So in any way, we have very historically very close link. And during India, as a sort of British colony, so the mission in Lhasa always one Englishman. So whenever you see they come to see me, they usually carry some toy. So when I received the information, the British mission coming to see me, I expected, something. So we have some special connection. So I'm very happy, this opportunity, talking to a number of Englishmen. And Sri Lanka, you see, basically Buddhist country. So I always express the Asia non-violence, Hindi word ahimsa, non-violence. And that combined with karuna, compassion. So over 3,000 years, you see, in India, that concept developed. So now today, the 1,000-year-old India sort of concept, non-violence, compassion, this today's world, or I think generally to humanity, very, very sort of relevant, you see, these concepts, non-violence and compassion. So now, time always moving. But now, the question is whether we properly use time or not. So everything, you see, depends on our own shoulder. So now here, I want to share with you the Western sort of culture, mainly materialistic thinking. Asia, the thinking, as I mentioned earlier, compassion, non-violence, you see, these are related with our inner world. So usually I describe hygiene of physical. That's Western world or whole world. You see, they're taking care, hygiene of physical. But now we need hygiene of emotion. That is something very important. So when we say peace, 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 mainly inner peace. Or say the external sort of, or say the violence, these originally motivated by our emotion. So unless peace of mind develop, the peace is difficult to achieve. So therefore, now time come, we should pay more attention about our inner world, inner peace. So now that, not through prayer, not through sort of prayer or blessing or ritual, but through understanding about our also whole mental system, whole mind. So part of education, not religion. So I am very, very sort of committed, trying to include in our education about the name of hygiene of emotion. And then from childhood, of course the childhood, they love a smile. They love altruism or compassion. So now in classroom should include how to keep this warm-heartedness. And when we about to develop anger, how to tackle anger. So as a part of education, as I mentioned earlier, hygiene of emotion. So you see, from kindergarten level, in lesson, I feel should include about how to keep peace of mind and how to tackle fear, anger. All these, you see, the mental thing or emotion. So actually, now quantum physics, they make distinction, appearance and reality. The material thing, you see, appears, it exists objectively. Quantum physics is not yet sort of also the research about the mind, but the external material thing, you see, there's differences, appearances and deeper level. Appearance, things objectively exist. But the deeper level, if we investigate, nothing we can find. So now important is all the destructive emotion entirely based on appearances. Like compassion, these altruism, these not on the basis of appearance, but deeper level. So therefore, all destructive emotion very much related with appearances. the positive emotion on the basis of reason, so deeper level. So if we study these mental system about emotion and wisdom, or these positive emotion, these things, then you can develop full conviction. Destructive emotion, such as anger, jealousy, these not based on sound reason, but just appearance, and then grasping the appearance. You see, you feel, oh, this is something bad, this is something good. Then anger, fear, these things come. So now already some student in China who study quantum physics, you see, they express, as a student of quantum physics, you see, when things appears, you see, not much sort of grasping. So in such case, much easier, you see, to tackle destructive emotion. The ancient Indian sort of psychology, including Buddhist psychology, it clearly mentioned, you see, all those negative emotion, you see, based on appearances. So antidote of that, analyze the reality. Then we cannot find nothing. The material thing, small particle, then kasar, deutero.
Atoms.
You can't find things. Appears or there, but if you analyze color, shape, material, go like that, we can't find. Similarly, our mind always sort of moving, changing. So past. So mind momentarily, you see, moving, changing. So if you analyze about mind, again, you see, there is no basis to grasping. So therefore, we call analytical meditation. Analyze behind this appearance, what is the reality? Then nothing. So because all destructive emotion based on appearances, that when we analyze, you see nothing, so that very basis of destructive emotion then reduce. The positive emotion, such as compassion, these things, you see, very sound basis. So more analyze, you see, these feeling can strengthening, can develop. The negative emotion, if we investigate, nothing. So that is really, really hopeful sign. Such as compassion, positive emotion, very sound basis. You see, you can reasoning through that way. Time passes. You see, the compassion gain more strength. The anger, not based on reality, just appearance. So therefore, all of a sudden it come, but no sound basis. So anger, we cannot meditate about anger. But we we can meditate compassion. Because of the minutes or hours and weeks, months, years, decades. And then you see the positive emotion gain much more strength. Then eventually those destructive emotion which not as a sound basis, so automatically reduce. So now that I think among the scientists, till later part of 20th century, they never pay much attention about mind. Then later part of 20th century, more and more scientists now paying more attention about mind. Previously, they simply felt only brain, no such thing, mind. Then later part of 20th century, now they witness or the experiment those meditation. You see, through their meditation, their brain some change. So now, later part of 20th century, scientists also now they begin to feel, there is something which affects our brain. So all those grosser level of mind, such as senses of organs, you see, we cannot sort of develop infinite way. But sixth mind, India we call chit, you see, mind. Now that we usually call sixth mind, not senses of organs. So the chit mind can develop through meditation and through vipassana, through samatha and vipassana. So the samatha, without much sort of investigate, simply remain your mind, not follow senses of organs, but sixth mind itself. And at the beginning, you feel something empty because we always, use senses of organs. When senses of organs, they no longer work, then or concentrate on sixth mind, then at that moment you feel something empty. But gradually, when you get some experience, your mind remain in the sixth mind, not depend on senses of organs, but mind, sixth mind. I already have my friend, they can sit on sixth mind 2-3 hours without using sense of organs. So gradually, some of these people gain some deeper experiences. So now, the scientists also now accept, there is a mind, whether you call mind or whatever way, which affect our brain. With that, now compassion, not sense of organs, but part of sixth mind. So now, a number of scientists, including sort of brain specialists, now they begin realize or accept there is what we call mind, or India chit, or sixth mind. Now they begin to accept. With that, they also now accept the value of compassion. And previously, the scientists not much pay attention about compassion. Now, later part of 20th century, is a compassionate mind bring inner peace, inner strength, and based on reason. So you can practice that and increasing year by year. The anger, jealousy, very powerful, but come, go, not sound basis. Do you have some experience, meditate on anger? But we can meditate on compassion, isn't it? So that differences, destructive emotion, all the certain, very powerful. But if you think more, you see, it cannot remain. The positive emotion, sound basis, so think more, it increase its strength. Through that way, anger reduce, fear reduce. I myself, now 85-year-old monk, a follower of Buddha Dharma, and particularly the Nalanda tradition. So the training of mind, Buddhism, Nalanda tradition is actually way to training our mind. So now important is this training our mind should consider secular or not religious subject. But usually you see people, when they heard shamatha, vipassana, they usually felt that is something religious. No, these are academic subject. How to take our mind, how to keep peace of mind. Not talking about God, not talking Buddha, not talking next life, but this very life, day by day, how to keep peace of mind. And if may I say so, peace of mind and with smile. So as I mentioned earlier, at the last now 50 years, I meditate karuna, compassion. So the result, blood pressure never high, very low. And sleep, very sound sleep. And the digestion, very good. So these mental sort of peace really affect our body. So taking care about our health, I think should include about mind, how to keep peace of mind. Okay. So now, today's world, I usually feel that compare previous century, I think this century more peaceful. And previous century, First World War, Second World War, and then people, including scientists, you see, spent much time how to build destructive weapon like nuclear weapon. Now that is gone. Now many people now seriously thinking nuclear weapon should eliminate, like that. And now some killing, small violence there. But these we can change. You see, these thinking, these emotion, if we start education about the hygiene of emotion from kindergarten. Then you see those people, those students who study these things, then gradually they feel violence is almost self-destruction. You see, in the past, kings and queens, and sometimes including religious leaders, they use immensely violence. At the First World War, Second World War, you see, use sort of immense violence. But you see, violence produces another violence. Non-violence really the true answer for violence. Violence, counter-violence, no end, more suffering. So now we have to, now time come, we have to think our because of the intellectual mind, and you see, violence is no way to gain something. So this world should create peaceful world, and with that, eventually, this world should be demilitarized world. It is possible, step by step. Now many people on this planet, you see, I think generally they are thinking, general sort of mental attitude, 7 billion human beings, one human community. So like modern economy, global economy, no national boundary. That's a reality. Then now more important, more urgent is the global warming. So you see, no demarcation according different nationality. Whole world now facing. So now, today, we really need a sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings. So now, a weapon, no use. So eventually, this century should be a century of dialogue. Whenever we find some different views, and then through dialogue, try to solve mutually agreeable solution. Now, using weapon, we through many centuries we use weapon. Now we should feel fed up. So eventually, I think this world should be demilitarized world. Okay. So this is my usual sort of thinking. But you see those monks, you see in Tibet, 1949 and also 50, 55, 56, as a monk also you see because of the participate fighting. So there is some sort of word, soldier of yellow monk. Sarma, yellow army, like that. So now these are, you see, past. Now we should, through education, so the mainly, ultimately, question of your own peace of mind, your own happy mind. And wherever you live, so we are social animal. So our survival entirely depends on the community. So one individual, through reasoning, through training, committed fully non-violence, then your community also, you see, can share. Through that way, eventually, whole world can be more peaceful. Firm believer about non-violence. So that's my prayer. That's my wish. So it is possible now. Everything through education. I feel today the existing education, mainly from modern education, start from West. So Western civilization, you see, mainly, you see, the materialistic thinking. So now in education, we should include the education about our inner world, inner peace, inner health, mental health. Okay. Now you are Sri Lanka. Oh, you see, we have to think or discuss. And one of my commitment is I'm trying to revival of ancient Indian knowledge, Indian tradition, non-violence and compassion over 3,000 years. Now this should include in education, like that. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
Thank you, Your Holiness, for enlightening us with your wise words. I could listen to you all day. We will now move on to the questions and answers.
Nice.
And the first question is from Vitsu-san.
Karsa. Yes.
Hello, Your Holiness. It is an honor to meet you. Happy belated birthday. I'm Vitsu-san. I'm a police officer from Wembley Police Station based in Northwest London. My question to you today is, as police officers and staff, we deal with conflict and witness horrible, disturbing crimes on a daily basis. How does one still find balance and inner peace in these situations?
Karsa. Catches. At the moment, because our negligence about our inner value in education, so you see, the generation who haven't opportunity to learn about inner peace, then some crisis in the society. So, if you see someone, you see showing sword or something, and you see you cannot remain compassion, then you will lose. So if the other side, you see, carries some violent way, unfortunately, then you also should have appropriate sort of countermeasure. So at present sort of generation, because of negligence in the past, so now these problem which we are facing, it is not sufficient just to complain, and counter violence is no use. We have to think future through education, as I mentioned earlier. Then the whole society, more peaceful, more compassionate society, can develop through education. So at present, it's difficult because we much neglect these inner value. Okay. Okay. Next question.
Thank you, Your Holiness. And the next question is from Pauline.
Kodo.
Oh, sorry, the next question is from Victoria.
Where? Oh, yes.
Your Holiness, I'm a police officer and I work in communities in London. I first became interested in meditation when I visited your temple in McLeod-Ganj, Dharamsala, 10 years before I became a police officer. And I would like to help other officers with the peace I find with it. My question is, what advice could you give to police recruits just starting in their careers to help them keep their faith in humanity when, as a police officer, we tend to see the worst in humanity?
Karsa. Karsa. Ka. Oh. Now there's, we have to judge according to the reality. The society, more violent sort of society, then police also have to act according to that. But you see, you should carry with sincere motivation. Even if you use the bad survey. What? Bad. You see, you should keep sort of sense of compassion about that troublemaker. You see, for the time being, you see, there is no other way to stop their violent action, so you use the stick like that. So at the present situation, because, as I mentioned earlier, our negligence in the past, so now whole society is not much thinking. If you say compassion, the people consider there's signs of weakness. So, according to the present sort of circumstances, you have to act. But police individual can keep peace of mind as much as possible. Okay. I think you can see, you see, as a Tibetan monastery, there are some wrathful deities. You see, suppose they are full of compassion, but according to the circumstances, you see, they show wrathful face. Yes.
Thank you, Your Holiness. And the next question is from Pauline.
Good morning, Your Holiness. I'm very grateful to be talking to you today and the opportunity to ask you a question. I've worked for the police as a crime scene manager for many, many years. Working in forensics, my question is, working in forensics, I attend many murder scenes and crime scenes on a daily basis. What advice would you offer to those that deal with death and sadness every day in their policing career?
가사 미세야 돼. As I mentioned earlier, now I always was mentioning the European Union in the past and even 20th century, like France and Germany, you see, killing each other. So eventually, Adenauer and de Gaulle, during war, arch enemy. But then they become more mature and they thinking a union of Europe. So as a result, development of European Union, at least the member state or the European Union, no longer any killing. So now we taking past experience and even if today's world, still violence there. So then we have to develop determination to develop peaceful world and reduce these violence. So I feel ultimately related with education. That's the most important. So we should not discourage the today's event, you see, killing or murdering, seeing these things, then instead of demoralize, must develop more determination, more willpower. Otherwise, there's no future. If 7 million human beings remain nation to nation, killing each other, what value? So just ignorant because of the emotion, most destructive emotion is very much ignorant. So therefore, we can change these things. We should not demoralize. When we seeing these negative things, unfortunate things, we must develop more determination. Okay. Yes?
Thank you, Your Holiness. The next question is from Jack.
Good morning, Your Holiness. I wish you a very blessed and happy belated birthday. My name is Jack, and I'm a police officer in London, and I work in the area of public protection. My question to you is, have you ever doubted yourself in your role as a spiritual leader? And what advice can you give for someone who may be doubting themselves and their abilities? Thank you.
Spiritual leaders also. I always, you see, feeling, one sense I'm just one human being. I'm one of the 7 billion human beings. So mentally, emotionally, physically, 7 billion human beings are same. So I have the opportunity to study about this mental system and how to tackle destructive emotion. So that I really feel because fortunate. Actually, number of people, look, India, generally speaking, I think all different religious traditions live together on this country. Occasionally some killing, but generally I think quite peaceful. Hindu, Jain, Buddhism, and then Zoroastrian, and then Christian, Christianity, and the Muslim, and Judaism, all major religious traditions, you see, live together on this planet. So Indian Muslim, I never saw any Indian Muslim, complain Shia and Sunni. And next to India, the killing in the name of Shia and Sunni. So these same sort of as a follower of Quran, but you see there, the knowledge or from childhood in India, the Indian Muslim from childhood they know there are many different religious traditions. Whereas in Muslim country, only one religion. Now here we must sort of educate people. There are many religious traditions, many different philosophy. All carry same message of love. So Indian Muslim, they already, as I mentioned earlier, already know there are many different religious traditions. Whereas in Muslim world, it's only one religion. Now here, we should also know the concept of one religion and concept of several religions. In isolated country, then, okay, sense of one religion, okay. But now today, the whole world interrelated. So now we must have a concept of several religions, like that. So these are, again, through education, and also you see tourists. You see go different places and seeing different situation. So therefore, I think it may take time, but can change, because the thinking, the concept of several religion, it is realistic sort of thinking, and there is basis, all different religious traditions, you see, inspired in different philosophy, but all carry same message of love. All religion carry that. So things will change. I'm hopeful. More contact, that's important. Should not remain isolated. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness. The next question is from Helen.
Good morning, Your Holiness. Thank you so much for this really unique opportunity. My question for you this morning is, what advice and encouragement would you give to women in policing in a male-dominated organisation?
가르사. I usually, you see, telling female is symbol of love. Our mother is the symbol of love, isn't it? Without a mother's milk, we can't survive. So female is symbol of love, compassion. So sometimes I express the world leader should be female. Like now, Norwegian, the Prime Minister, female. I wrote a letter. So I think biologically, physically, now some scientists, they sort of tested a group of people seeing one picture. You see, the one person, tremendous sort of suffering, and that picture seen by group of people. Then physical level, the response, female physical response much stronger. Then, historically, also, you see, we can see all ancient warrior, all these, warrior somewhere, heroes, warrior, most of them are male. Even today, butcher, killing animal, most of them male. So female represent human love, human compassion. So now, time come, we have to sort of make every effort to promote human love. So female should take more active role regarding promotion of human compassion, human love. This I feel. Some female or warrior, that's the exception. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Holiness. The next question is from Nengi.
Good morning, Your Holiness, and thank you so much for this unique opportunity. I'm a Safer Schools police officer in Camden. My role involves building good police relationships with students and their families, helping to keep them safe, and tackling youth violence. My question is, what advice would you have given your 16-year-old self, and what advice do you give the school children of today?
가사. 가. 꽤 실질할래. As I already mentioned, our education should include how to take care about the hygiene of emotion, besides hygiene of physical emotion. And that not something religious matter, but is something question of inner peace, inner health. So now education should include real destroyer of our health is fear, anger, and opposite, how to build healthy body, healthy mind, more compassion, forgiveness. So one Indian master mentioned, your enemy, your troublemaker, is actually your best teacher. So these are very wise thinking. So in education should include these things for education about inner health. So I usually, expressing one of my commitment is try to revival of ancient Indian knowledge, non-violence, and karuna or compassion should include education field. Now India, all these ancient sort of very rich knowledge about mind, these so-called, now India, modern education is a completely neglect about these ancient Indian knowledge. Now India have the opportunity to combine the ancient Indian knowledge and modern education. Modern education oriented about material value, ancient Indian knowledge oriented about our peace of mind. This should combine. So then firstly, within India, you see, should try to combine these two things. Then eventually can show rest of the world in education about material value, education about our inner value, like that. And India's concept secular, without touching any religion, like that. So education is the key thing. I think we can see some nation in education is in the name of nationalism, and then sometimes is too much emotion, like that. So education really makes differences. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness. The next question is from Philip.
Good morning, Your Holiness. Thank you so much for giving your time to speak to us at this difficult time. My name's Philip. I'm a sergeant working across London with young people to try to encourage them to see the police differently and to maybe join us and bring us their talents and abilities. My question is, suicide is the single biggest killer of men aged under 45 in the country. What can we do to support the mental health of young men?
I think the young people in the society too much sense of competition and sort of looking material value, and then young people less patience. So then when they're facing some problem and feel frustration, then they suicide. So these, I think, education, basically education, and the society, the pattern or the situation about society makes differences. Now these present society, way of life, way of thinking is, you see, just materialistic sort of education. So now time, it is not sort of sufficient just to complain. We must think seriously how to prevent this in the future through education. These are sort of the suicide emotion, too much desire, and thinking short-sighted, and then suicide. So I think education really makes differences. I feel that. If I have no such sort of knowledge, then in my lifetime, a lot of problems. So I may take suicide. But these, the ancient Indian education about mind really, you see, makes differences. So again, education, very important. We can't blame younger generation who come from that kind of education and who live the materialistic society. Then there is desire, but much less patience, and then suicide. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness. The next question is from Kamanga.
Oh.
Your Holiness. Your Holiness, as you mentioned earlier, I use the Buddhist framework of mindfulness meditation techniques to teach meditation.
Oh.
The question is, Your Holiness, could you please recommend a particular meditation practice or practices that could benefit the police officers in terms of handling the high-pressure job and their daily work as police officers, Your Holiness.
Karsa. 어디게 공부도 꽤 쳤지라. 고마소. 가. 검제도 가자. As I already mentioned, we should pay more attention about the sixth mind. All emotions also is a part of sixth mind. The antidote of these destructive emotion also part of sixth mind. The modern materialistic life only seeing, hearing like that. Now sixth mind, as I briefly already mentioned, you see, like sleep, during dream time, you see, sense of organs no longer working. So sometimes if you familiarize, then and during sleep, you can do some meditation, you can do. So similar way, the awakened state, you see, we completely ignore the sense of organs. Then gradually, you see, you feel something empty, as I mentioned briefly. Then stay there longer period, then you get the feeling of something missing. At the same time, something like mirror, all reflections come. Itself pure. So try to sit on it, try to remain on it. Then gradually the period beginning few seconds, then few minutes, then few hours, as I already mentioned. So then the materialistic life, we really become slave of senses of organs, 5 senses of organs. Now we should, five senses of organs, no ability to develop wisdom or these things. So only sixth mind. So now we should pay more attention about the sixth mind. Then, according to our tradition, shamatha and vipassana. Shamatha is simply, you see, try simply increase the stand still our mind. Then the mental power increase. Then analytical meditation, vipassana, analyze. That's the wisdom side. So these, although come from religious text, but we should use these as a part of our education or knowledge, and then simply try to increase mental peace, and through that way I already mentioned physical health, like that. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness. We have 2 questions left. The next question is from Valerio.
Yes.
Good morning, Your Holiness. My name is Valerio. I'm a detective and I work in the domestic abuse unit. My question to you is, how does a police officer remain positive and keep doing their job when sometimes it appears that most of the world judges and criticizing you and all of your colleagues for the actions of few. Thank you.
가서
계산 교수들 police 융셰지 내가 두고 전에 police 망한 상물을 민제 독자 시우를 하되어레스 된데까지 아니 콘수 가르치야 요레스다 신 융셰지 독자 체험을 또 상황 말했을 때 아니 겨울지 가르쳐.
I don't know. I think sometimes you see media also you see fond you see to mention negative things because negative things more attraction. The positive things we take for granted. So in any way, 가르사다 police 독자셔 그래서 저.
융셰지 땅이 독자네 지금 그래서 콘수 상물을 민제가 또 겨울지 심슈마차 가르까나이.
So you should explain about the truth. You see, there are, say, even Buddha's time, you see, there are thousands monks there. Buddha himself, you see, there. But some monk quite stupid. It is possible. You see, a group of people, some stupid people always there. It's understandable. So now here is self-discipline. That's important. You see, you out of fear or someone, you see, they carry disciplinary action. Then you see hypocrisy comes. In that case, whenever you have opportunity, you express what you want. But self-discipline, then whether there is someone because of the watching or not, self-discipline. So that, you see, again, the knowledge, if I do this, for temporary, some satisfaction, but long run, harmful. So these all, you see, thinking, analyze, then develop the self-discipline. That's important. Okay. Right? Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness. And the last question is from Tenzin.
Yes.
공사 저 공로 개주 경아 페벌 다시 델레 그새 유린 템베 멜럼쇼
두시
네밍 텐지 멜럼 허르미상이 닝예 티와디 나란 레로기 삽 제네 슈여 아니 티와디 인게 토네 슈기. Good morning, Your Holiness. My name is Tenzin Hormitsang, and I'm a police officer based at the Borough Performance Unit at Forest Gate Police Station. My question is, as a police officer, I see many people who make very bad life decisions. These decisions hurt them and those around them. Do you have any thoughts on how to maintain hope and positivity in difficult times?
Action, more wrathful action. No problem. Like my tutor, you see, always keep whip, you see, to threaten me. But these, out of sincere motivation, out of sincere taking care about me. So, you see, the police, you see, in spite, you see, certain sort of violent action, but motivation in order to stop their wrongdoing and according to circumstances, you see, use some wrathful method. This is okay, no problem. Everything, every human verbal action, physical action, all are related with mental action. Mental action here, more sense of concern of others' well-being. In order to benefit to them, to stop wrongdoing and to use some harsh method. It's okay, no problem. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Holiness, for the question and answer session. We know it was a special birthday for you on Monday, and we would all like to rejoice in your celebrations. Therefore, Kat from Shine has produced something very special for you.
Oh.
Hello, Your Holiness. It is my great honour to present you with a cake.
Oh,
and
the cake delivery. Oh. Yes. Thank you, thank you. Then I meditate. Take, this is some, what's it, juice in the curry. Juice.
I made this cake, which contains 85 petals, and on behalf of the Metropolitan Police, Shine, Centre of Advanced Learning and Mindfulness, we all wish you many happy returns.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let me see the cake. Cake. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate, you all, showing a sense of deep feeling. Thank you very much. Truly, my brothers, sisters, we all have, as I mentioned earlier, same sort of potential. Now, we should pay more attention about our positive potential. Okay. Thank you.
Your Holiness, thank you from the bottom of my heart for blessing my colleagues and guests here today. Never in a million years did I think we would have an opportunity like this. I am truly grateful to you, Calm, Shine, and the Metropolitan Police for making this happen and for touching so many of my fellow police officers and police staff here today. Your Holiness, I do have one cheeky small request. Would you come and be with us once again?
England. Oh, yes. Oh, I will keep in my mind. Now because of my age, several hours of a flight sometimes is difficult. So, but in England, I think from here to Europe, like Switzerland, then from Switzerland to England, and much closer. So I will keep in your mind. I would like to see more places, and as I mentioned earlier, some of your old friend I want to see. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are truly grateful, and I would also like to thank the team at Calm and Shine for all your efforts, sleepless nights, and support putting this huge event together. On behalf of us all, I wish you all a great day, happy lunch or breakfast. Until we meet again, namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you. The physically distance, but mentally always together. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness.